Now when the first Expendables film came out, I did not like it at all. I thought there was only a good couple of action scenes, but the rest was just dull, boring, you know, tried to be serious when it should have been a sort of fun, good time, and majorly overhyped. This one, however, I will say it is far better than the first one, but I still don't like the Expendable sort of series. So the plot is, right, that the gang are sort of back with a couple of new faces, and I think it's Bruce Willis's character Church, I think his name is. He basically gives him a sort of a mission to do, and also gets a new sort of partner to tag along, and they get it, and they lost it, or it gets robbed by them. So then they have to go and try and get it back from them, and you know, all the carnage excludes from there. So basically the story is a typical probably 80s B-movie type like story. Nothing really exciting, nothing really jaw-breaking. But I'm going to sort of start off with the good points. First off, Liam Hemsworth is amazing in this film, but I think it's because the guy can really act. And I'll get to the point why I'm saying that, but the guy is really good and I really loved him in this film. But I also loved JeanClaude Van Damme. Like, he was like a really good villain in this film. And I understand he's played villains in previous sort of films that he's ever done, but this is the first time I've seen him playing a villain, and he rocked it as a villain. And the action scenes are much better. They're much more ridiculous and funny this time, so it's just, they're not trying to be serious. And there's a couple of good references, one-liners and jokes that are throughout this film that I absolutely enjoyed and had a wee chuckle. Okay, so what am I not really, you know, digging about the film? Like I was saying about Liam Hemsworth, his acting was so good, is because the rest of the cast, his acting is so bad. I mean, it starts off well, but then as the film progresses on, it just gets worse, worse and worse. And to a certain point, they just don't care anymore. They're just like, you know what, let's just try and finish this film off. Let's try and get this in the can, which gives me the impression that they kind of rushed it. And when I say I rushed it, there was one thing I was really disappointed, and they build it up for the last sort of scene. They've been building up this film since these two guys first meet, and it kind of just ends quickly. I mean, it's not like a big extravagant, it doesn't go on for quite a while. It just kind of, it starts and then it kind of finishes. I was really disappointed in that and kind of pissed off. And on the touching of the acting, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he really should have taken some acting lessons again, because he's really rough around the edges. And he says he's kind of like his famous phrase, and even that sounds pretty bad. One thing I really was getting quite annoyed at was, I think it's Lundgren's character or whatnot. Like, I could barely understand what he was saying. I mean, some people was, you know, say they had problems with Bane's voice in The Dark Knight Rises. I had a problem listening to this guy speak. I mean, it was very hard to understand him. And the one thing I don't get, there's two sort of stars I see. There's this actor, I don't know the name of, but then you've got the Old Spice guy, or the guy from, that like Chris Rock from his younger years kind of what. I've never really seen him in an action film. He just seems so kind of out in place. And the other thing is as well that there are some characters that kind of, they go away like at the start of the film and they don't really sort of come back, and you're like, what? Really? Really? No. But with everything that I've said I don't really like about it, it is a good time. I don't think it's a must see again, but it's good enough to see it for once, and for that I will give it a 6 out of 10. If you love the first one, you'll love this one. If you love all the sort of action sort of heroes that are in it, you'll probably still like it, but to me I just didn't like it, and I think it's just a series I'm never going to like.